Welcome into episode 342 of DC On Screen. I am your host, David C. Robertson. I am a bit sick, so Jason's going to do the recap. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello! This one's what do we call it? Arrow 516 Checkmate already?
Absolutely, and we're going to get super spoilery on it. Well, kind of.
As much as we can.
As much as we can, I guess. To recap, here's Jason.
Yeah, the word about Adrian Chase is out, and he is toying with Oliver and the team. Felicity gets Helix to help track down Susan, but finds her relationship with the group is now on a quid pro quo basis. The team manages to rescue Susan, but Oliver is blindsided by Talia and abducted by her and Prometheus, forcing Felicity to agree to more hacking favors for Helix. Back in Russia, a Hooded Oliver and Anatoly take out the Gregor contingent of Bratva before they get taken out instead. That's really about it.
Yeah. Jumping straight to Felicity. Do you remember the way they did the Willow becoming more powerful witch thing on Buffy? Because that's kind of how I feel like about the Felicity thing. I'm like, oh, come on, Felicity, you're smarter than this. But she needs that power. She needs to know. She needs that information. Yeah. So she keeps doing like these shitty things for Helix.
I just felt like as soon as she gets in there and sees the big screen, the big the Dark Knight screen. Same freaking trick they used in the Dark Knight. But as soon as she gets in there and sees that screen, you kind of get the you see this like sideways glance where she kind of, and she even questions her like, no one should have this much power and blah blah blah. She's clearly not digging what Helix is up to, but she kind of needs them, and that's one thing. And as soon as she hacked the drones, I'm thinking, and of course Mr. Terrific's going to call her out on that. Don't go hacking drones with Mr. Terrific and Curtis and not expect him to ask questions. What the hell, man? As soon as she goes in there and does that, like, obviously, you knew it was going to get weirder. And, when she goes back to the team, after Oliver gets abducted, she goes back and basically just says, like, okay, I'm on my knees. What do you need? I'll hack anything you need. What's up? Mm-hmm. I just have the hope that she's getting in too far, and it's going to end up being something that really is plot relevant that she's helping with. Because they're being very secretive. They want her to do these things. There's a need-to-know basis, apparently, on what's getting hacked and for what purpose. Mm-hmm. I'm really hoping that actually adds up to something.
I mean, it probably will. I mean, I imagine it will.
I just don't want it to be like a little sidebar thing where it's, it could very easily just be something that kind of peters out. Like, she just has a blow-up with Helix and goes the other way, and they're not friends anymore. And, here, take back your Pandora,
Yeah. I think we'll...
I want a payoff. That's all I'm saying.
I wouldn't be surprised if Helix continues on through the next season. Like maybe they're setting up them being the big bad for season 6. Well,
they're kind of plowing through Prometheus so fast right now, even with Talia there, that they might be setting up Helix for the big bad this season.
I mean, maybe.
And I'm
still really digging Arrow though.
Yeah. I've enjoyed the episode so far. And all right, I'll start at the top of the show here. Something that kind of annoyed me. So Talia's mad that he killed her father. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. All right. Everybody gets to be mad. You killed my father. Blah, blah, blah. We get it.
Yeah.
Except Ray specifically trained him and asked him to kill him. Like, he wanted Oliver to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
That was his destiny as far as he was concerned. I feel like that should have some mitigating, impact here, but it just doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah. I mean... I don't know. Like, clearly Talia has issues with her dad. So it's like, if Oliver's like, well, he wanted me to kill him. He's like, oh, he was crazy. He didn't know what he wanted. Why do you think I left? Uh-huh. All right. He's crazy.
Oh, I see where the crazy went. Okay. This is normally pretty in control, so I guess you got the crazy gene.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which, I find it hard to believe that in all that time, Raish didn't say, like, oh, by the way, I have another daughter.
I don't find it hard to believe for him, because he is a very secretive person anyway, and he just doesn't offer information that isn't purposeful. I don't fancy him as the kind of person who would give anyone extra information that may come back to haunt him. I can buy that.
I can. Barely.
Can you imagine him turning to Oliver and saying, oh, by the way, Oliver, did I mention I have a weakness that I haven't told you about? Yeah.
I mean, he did want Oliver to kill him, though.
Yeah, but, by combat, not some weird Prometheus-style thing.
I don't know. And it doesn't, like, even if if Raish didn't ever say anything, like, it doesn't make sense to me that Oliver wouldn't be like, hey, I've seen this type of fighting before.
There's too many styles, maybe.
This is a lot like that Talia girl.
Yeah.
That trained me in Russia. Oh.
Maybe.
I don't know.
They learn so many damn styles,
Or maybe
though.
I'm just a dick.
It'd just be hard to say. Now, all right, Chase, though.
I hope they actually hang a lantern on it, honestly. Like, I hope, like, Felicity is like, dude, you seriously didn't, like, connect the two? He's like, oh, ninja.
They're ninjas. There's a lot of them. I don't know. All right, so early on, I liked Adrian's, I'm 10 sets ahead of you, and you haven't even figured out what game we're playing yet. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay, good line. I liked how he was playing it early on. There's a lot of, he's got a sack on him, And I even liked, you've got 24 hours, or the, SCPD will be ordered to shoot on sight that Oliver does. It was in the same press conference where Adrian's lamenting that the arrow broke into his house and all this stuff. Like, they're just playing, poker on a political scale right now. And I've got to say, Oliver was doing a pretty good job until he throws a temper tantrum later. He does a pretty good job of kind of keeping it together. Yes, he knows. Yeah. He knows this is Prometheus. He knows Susan's kidnapped somewhere. He knows he's out chasing him. But while he's in a suit and tie, he's playing the game correctly. And I don't know. I did.
Adrian chasing him.
Yeah. I don't know. I
take that, Eobard.
I did like for the first half of it. I really enjoyed the playing with him, the toying with him, all that stuff. Like even running into Quentin and what did Wild Dog say? I'm gonna kill you in ways that hurt, or something like that.
I don't remember. I remember saying I'm gonna kill you.
It was kind of awkwardly put though. I'm gonna kill you in ways that hurt. I don't know. It was kind of weirdly like off, but kind of more threatening because of it. It was strange.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I liked Adrian early on, but by the time they got to the last half of the episode, it seemed like he was hamming it up more. I don't know, or maybe I just got tired of seeing that same eyebrow cocked.
Yeah, Bethany, my girlfriend, said that she thought that this was the episode where she decided that she does not think that Adrian is a good actor.
Oh, I can help you out with that. So I was watching, and we get to the scene later where they try to bring in Adrian's wife to convince her, which dumb idea, guys. Yeah. You brought her to the slaughter. Dumb freaking idea. There's just no way he wasn't going to kill her. He's gone this far, and you don't think he was going to shank his wife? Come on.
Dude, when he did it too, I was just like, oh man, that's good stuff.
Yeah, but the scene though, this was already where I was starting to think he was kind of overdoing it, and I haven't thought at any point that she was particularly gifted. So watching those two together, and he had his eyebrow cocked the same way, and I was really starting to think it. And about that time, my wife looks over and goes, "Oh my God, it's a soap opera." I was like, "Yeah, it's about what I was thinking." She just laughed through the rest of that scene, like just laughed at him.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Like, I thought he did a good job, but that's me. Of course, I've also been weaned into this universe with the likes of Leonard Snart. So
yeah, but Snart had his own thing going. It's just something about it. I just got by the end of the episode, I was thinking he had it real toned down early on. He kind of exaggerated himself later, and for some reason, I didn't like the exaggerated version as much.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he just always seems like he's trying to hold back the most crazy.
I know, and that's something I enjoyed about him early on in the series this year. When he was just holding back a ton of crazy, but we thought he was vigilante, and that was well played. And he still did a good job with a lot of it this episode. Just there were a couple moments where I thought, bring it in.
Yeah.
But that was really just the stuff with his wife, I thought, where it got a little weird. Because if you go back to when he's actually kidnapped Oliver and threatening him, I thought he did fine. I don't know what exactly he plans to do to Oliver. I guess convince him that he's supposed to be a lonesome serial killer.
I'm not exactly following what he's talking about. Like, I'm not going to kill you. You'll see. Like, come on, man. Thread the needle.
Yeah.
Do something.
Yeah. Yeah. What else we got?
What was the line? I confess you helped me discover who I really am. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm going to help you do, Oliver.
Yeah. A revenge guy. You're going to be a revenge guy, I guess. I don't know what Prometheus is other than a revenge plot, so I don't know what we're going for here. Still loving the use of the T-spheres. They look fantastic every time. And the commentary around them, is usually great. Like Dinah is just, what's your toy doing? Got a good laugh out of that.
I think the CGI looks kind of bad on them, but I enjoy the fact that they're there. I've wanted them there for so long.
I
don't care.
I'm not sweating the CGI on them. They look okay, and they're here now. That's really all I wanted. Now it was nice to see Oliver and Felicity finally come to terms on that. Or like, at least she admits that she is into something, but she doesn't want to talk about it until this is over. It's like a half arrow kind of move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yes, I admit there's a truth that you need, but I'm not going to tell you that truth yet, but I will. It's a lot better than, no, what are you talking about? Which is Old Arrow. An Old Arrow move.
Just Diggle pops out of nowhere. You can never tell Oliver the truth. He will never forget. Right. What are you doing here, Diggle?
I knew I was needed. Sorry, I got an alert on my iPhone.
I'll just head back to the diner with that cute waitress.
Yeah. Oh, I should have called that a live phone. I missed a wonderful opportunity to make you groan. Yeah, I know.
Oh, no, that wasn't a groan. That was a
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all right. That was more of a delicious.
Other than that, just everything in Russia, right?
Yeah.
Russia's still pretty great. Anatoly's hilarious.
He's awesome.
Why are you playing Robin Hood?
Yeah, I like Anatoly.
I had to actually turn on the captions to read this, because when he's talking, he says, like, I found a way to deal with my anger and all that. They have a cool conversation. And Anatoly tells him, like, you cannot name it like that and keep it apart from you. But yeah. I was looking down at my paper, and I had to go back and go, what the hell did you say? Because I thought for a second he said, you cannot name it a bat and keep it apart from you. I was like, what? No, that doesn't make sense. Why would he say that?
Yeah. Whatever is inside of you is inside of you, Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah.
Maybe it's probably my favorite line in the episode was, what's this thing you're doing with your voice?
That was fun. I hope he and Oliver can work it out in the present, you know?
Yeah, I think they're good in present tense, present times, presentese. And I guess it looked like they killed everyone they needed to kill. To kind of keep the lid on this whole Gregor. I don't know, Gregor. Yeah. What do you call it? A mutiny. Anyway. And the next episode is that weird Kapushia or whatever titled episode that roughly translates to hood. Also, the producers have kind of been promising a little more Konstantin Kovar action, so we may get some more Dolph Lundgren, I guess, coming up.
Yeah, I think that's on the horizon.
It has been nice, though. It's been nice this year. Hadn't been that way for a while, to be able to sit there and be following the Russia story and have expectations and desires for it. I mean, last year our expectations and desires were, I expect you to suck, I desire you to stop.
Yeah.
We just wanted nothing more to do. Like, I just wanted them to cut out the story entirely. Let's just call it a day. Yeah.
Please stop showing me Baron Ryder or whatever his name was.
Yeah, I think that was it. It was a waste. I think they knew that. I think the producers kind of came onto that. And somewhere I think I heard Stephen Amell say something about last year's flashbacks. They weren't really sure what they were doing. But they definitely came up with a more clear plan this year, and they've just been on point. This was as good as season 1's flashbacks, easily.
Yeah, it's been pretty decent. Like, they're still a little, like, staggered, a little weird, where it's like, it's clear they don't have a lot of stuff going on. Like,
no, I mean, it's definitely a shorter story. I feel like it's maybe, what do you think, 3 episodes worth of material if they told the whole thing all at once?
I don't know. I think it's just not a whole lot goes down before they flash back to the present. I'm like, okay, well, that's disappointing. I'll dig what I'm seeing, but there's just not a whole lot of it.
No, that's fine. They are supposed to just be like interstitials that kind of remind you what we're doing. And the other thing I've talked about before, they're still doing a great job with making sure that thematically, what's happened in the past and what's happened in the present are connected. So, I mean, when he's talking about whatever's in you is in you, and I can cover it up with this other character and all that, that may have something to do with Adrian's, I'm going to show you what's in you.
Sure. He just comes in with apples. What's that? Apples, Oliver. That's what's inside of you. Apples. Like, what are you talking about? You are crazy.
I don't know. I lost track of my plan. I'll be honest with you, Oliver. I made up this whole plan. I was real coked up one night. About this time, I ran out of 8 balls, and I just woke up the next morning and didn't know what I was going for anymore, and I just found the word apples. at the bottom of the page. So here we are. I thought it was a good plan up until now. I thought I'd bring you apples. Do you have any Coke?
We got some Granny Smith. We got some Red Delicious.
So that's what. Are you a green or a red apple man? That's what I'm really trying to figure out here. Apparently,
you don't want those, Oliver. Those are cooking apples.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why that's funny to me right now, but
Dave's sick. We're trying to work with him.
I like that. I do like the idea of Adrian just bringing Oliver a bunch of apples.
Yeah.
You got anything else? 'Cause I'm out. I don't know.
I think we have to call it on that. I think that's the wall. We've hit an apple wall.
How you like them apples, Oliver?
Yeah. Just roll in one apple to one side of the cage and an orange to the other side of the cage, and just be like, I didn't really have a finish here. I don't really know what's going on. More of an apples or an oranges guy. Cool. Now I'm just liking the idea that he doesn't really have a finish to this.
I killed my wife for Oliver to know that he was full of apples.
All right, that sounds like a way to go.
Yep.
We're gonna go jump off a cliff.
we are DC on Screen. You can find every episode at dconscreen.com. I promise we don't normally talk about apples. However, if you're a farmer and you like what you hear on this episode, maybe we can try. DC on Screen, one word, for Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Hooray! And we're proud members of the Giant Size Team Up Network, giantsizeteamup.com. And we'll probably be back with the news on Tuesday for you guys. So until then, keep some DC on your screen.